Good morning and good afternoon, wherever you possibly can be at in the world. So today, people were asking me, what do you think about the P. Diddy situation, the P. Diddy situation? Well, I said, before you ask me something like that, let me tell you something. He, without sin, go ahead and throw the first stone. That's all I gotta say. A guy looked at me and said, what? I said, yeah, that's straight out the Bible, man. Let me tell you something real quick, man. Now, ain't nobody there is no one perfect walking this earth, bro. And when it was, his name was Jesus. And he held every commandment. He did everything perfect, flawlessly, flawless victory. Now, there were some guys that apprehended a woman who was having sex with a married man. You understand me? This is a story out of the Bible. She was having sex with a married man, and he was having sex with her. Takes two. And so they snatched the woman out, right out of the sheets, right out of the act, very act of it. You know what I'm saying? And so use your imaginations. You guys can imagine this because you guys had a rough life. We all had a rough life. So imagine this. Imagine this. They snatched her out of the sheets and brought her to Jesus. Threw her at his feet. Here, what you got to say about this, Jesus? What you got to say about this? She was caught in the very act, getting nasty, sloppy toppy, nasty. I'm being of this generation. Sloppy toppy, nasty. What you got to say about that? Jesus took a knee, bowed down and written on the ground, only where those can see. Whoever was there present, they seen, and the ones that couldn't see don't know what it is that he was writing. But whatever it was very legible. And after he got done writing, he stood up and said, he who without sin cast the first stone. Go ahead, throw it. If you ain't got no sin, you ain't did nothing in the back in the dark in the booth, throw that rock, throw that thing here. I'm Jesus. I'm going to toss it to you. Get what I'm saying? I'm going to toss it to you. I can do that. I'm Jesus. I'm going to toss it to you. Here you go. Throw this bad boy. Launch it at her then. If you ain't got no sin, throw it at her. I'm going to tell y'all something. Out of the whole group, the old folks was the first ones to leave. The old ones. I'm talking about 60-something, 50-something, 70, whatever age you want to consider old. They was the first ones to leave. Because the older you are, you got to remember, you was here first to start your sinning. You understand me? You sin. So after the old folk left, they tell you about old folk too. So after the old folk left, because they had some sin, the younger ones were still, lingering around a little bit, but they got up out of there because they knew they had some sin too. So before you knew it, everybody shook. Everybody shook. It was a ghost town with nobody there. Jesus kneeled back down and said to the lady, get up. Look around. Take a look. You see anybody here to accuse you or judge you for being sloppy, toppy, nasty on what you was doing? I'm paraphrasing. Don't nobody know how Jesus spoke besides the ones who he really spoke to. So let's just get that out the way. I'm paraphrasing. Ain't nobody here, is it? The lady said, no. Jesus said, sin no more. I'm not going to accuse you. I'm not going, you're good. You're washed clean. Don't worry about what you did with Ricky. Because I'm going to tell you something. You can replace the name with anybody's name. With Tony, with Cameo, with Vincent, or if whatever, whoever. It don't matter because Jesus is that great. He said, go sin no more. Jesus didn't hold nothing over her head. He didn't hold guilt. He didn't hold nothing over her head like how people do today in this world. Or in our parents' generation, or parents' generation. Nothing has changed. It's just getting worse. New Babylon. But anyway, staying on topic. Everybody want to send you to hell. You're going to do the hell for this. You're going to hell for that. Your shirt, your skirt is too short. You can't wear that. That's a religion. Jesus didn't ever say that. Your skirt is too short. He said, come as you are. Remember that. But anyway, she looked at him and was like, wow, it's that easy? You got a relationship with Jesus. You understand me? When you got a relationship with him, it ain't about religion. Christianity is about a relationship with Jesus. So when you got that relationship with Jesus, you are doing Christianity Right. If you don't have a relationship with Jesus, you got on a phony Christian suit. You just running around here phony. And you acting like this is what Christians supposed to be like. And the ones that's acting like what Christians supposed to be like are really making Christians look bad. Well, not really look bad, but it's making it hard to stand out because but at the end of the day, you really ain't got to stand out for nobody because Jesus knows your heart. You understand me? Just like he knows Puff Daddy's heart, P. Diddy heart, Puffy, Sean Combs, whatever. So P. Diddy knows Jesus. He wear the cross. Focus on the cross that's on your back instead of the one that's on your chain all the time. But if you focus on your cross, you know what Jesus did when you look at that cross. You know what he did. When you know what he did, you know how much he loved you because he did it because he loved you. So therefore, what you did, anything that you had, anything that has anything to do with sin, Jesus paid the tab for it. What you do here is going to be an earthly law behind it. You break a law here, you're going to have an earthly consequence. Your consequence has nothing to do with you in heaven. It was done here, not in heaven. You cheated here, so you're going to get your consequence here. You understand me? When you rob that bank or you slept around and you get your consequence here. However that person retaliates here and you live after that, how you living is going to be your story, how you tell what happened, so that way you can tell somebody else what not to do because this will happen to you if you do it this way. You understand me? What you do, somebody else can learn from. So somebody may not never read the Bible, but you may be the only Bible that they may read. So you got to make sure, you're telling the truth. If you're not, life is going to be the proof, the tester. Because once life is in your face, you have no choice but to just go through it. You understand me? You're either going to make it through it or you're going to fall crumbling and just want to give up. But as you're going through it that way, know that Jesus is still with you because you got to understand all the money in the world that P. Diddy has, he can't get himself out of this situation. Money can't get him out of this situation because this is a situation that he needs to turn to the Lord and he needs to consult and he needs to get right with the Lord right now. Understand? He has to rekindle his relationship. Why you think he in there? He can't get out because of money. It's not because of the crime that he did. There's so many people that did so many wrong things and they can buy their way out, buy their way out, buy their way out. There's some things that God just don't want you to buy your way out because if you do, it can cost you your life and you don't be with him because it's not that you don't know who Jesus is. You thought about him not being important anymore. And that's kind of like renouncing him when you do it in that manner. Because if you love Jesus and you know who he is and you know what he did for you, there's certain things that you're not going to do in your actions because your actions is going to represent who you serve. Now, understand, what you do does not dictate who you serve, but how you treat God's people in the end shows and reveals who you serve. So when you're hurting people and ridiculing them and breaking them down like that, know what you're doing. Know who you're serving. Understand me? Now, he has time to sit. Now, I'm not going to be like everybody else and say this need to happen, this, that, and the third. God sees fit and he's going to give him what he wants him to have. I'm not God. I'm not Jesus. He just lives inside of me. And he speaks through me. You understand me? When I shut my mouth and I let Anthony get out the way, Jesus is running the show. He always is running the show unless I feel like I can do it better. And I can't do it better, but we all have that mentality that I'm going to do it this way. So when you do it this way and that way, understand that there's going to be consequences for that way and this way. But Jesus is going to go through the consequences with you because nobody else is going to go down with you. That's why when you are alone, you're not really alone. Jesus is with you. You understand me? So anyway, I just believe, hey, I can't say nothing. I'm not going to do nothing. It is what it is. I'm going to pray for him. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pray for him. And I'm going to pray for whoever gets elected. I'm going to always pray. Prayer is your answer for everything. Don't worry about nothing, but pray about everything. Don't expect anything, but be grateful for everything. So I hope you guys got your answer that you was looking for. And that's pretty much it. Have a blessed, victorious day and know the perfect one lives inside of you. Amen. Shalom.